Today I'm making a breakfast I made a few years ago, and it's one of those dishes that tastes especially good when the weather is cold. Paired with a warm cup of slightly sweet black tea, this breakfast is best enjoyed with flat bread or thin pita bread. Since it contains flour, oil, and sugar, it's not something you want to eat too often, but once in a while, it's really delicious treat and a nice change. I set a little bit of the flour aside so we can compare it later. Once the flour is cooked and the color turns slightly darker, keep the heat on medium. Don't use high heat because the flour can burn very quickly. Also, keep stirring constantly and don't stop stirring until the color starts to change. This actually takes about 2 to 25 minutes. And again, make sure you keep stirring because the flour can burn really fast. As you can see, the flour has cooked and the color has turned slightly darker compared to the raw flour. Lower the heat. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons of plant butter. You can also use regular butter or even just oil and mixing it in. If this is your first time making it, you can just use oil instead of butter. It will be easier to work with. The heat is still on low. Now I'm adding the oil little by little, just enough to coat all the flour. Be careful not to add too much oil. Add it gradually so you can control the texture. The base should look like this, not too runny and not too thick, that it becomes hard to stir. The base is now ready. I didn't add all the sugar at once. Add a little of the sugar. Mix it well and taste it. If you feel it needs more sweetness, you can always add a bit more. It really depends on how sweet you like it. Now turn off the heat. And add the cinnamon. I added 1 teaspoon of cinnamon here, but you can add about 1.5 to 2 teaspoons. It tastes really delicious that way. I actually added a little more afterward and mixed it well. Let me taste a little to see if the sweetness is right. Yes, it's perfect. And just like that, my delicious breakfast is ready to serve. Look how beautiful the color is with the cinnamon. I also grated a little walnut on top. I'm going to put a little of the breakfast on some flatbread so you can see how it's usually eaten. It tastes especially good with a cup of lightly sweet black tea, especially on a cold day. definitely give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends.